Good morning, everybody. It is March 30th, a beautiful sunny morning. It was 20 degrees when the sun came up. Let's see what it is now. It's already a little above freezing. It is an Easter weekend. Got the truck running. Gonna head out to the farm. Let's go see how things are going out there. Hope you guys are having a good one. Well, I thought this time around we'd take a different route out of town. So instead of going out to the main drag and heading straight over to the highway, I decided to cut through the middle of town. And a majority of the development is down on the river. And as you move further away from the river, there tends to be more undeveloped land. And there are a considerable number of lots that are available for purchase. Keep in mind they'll need a little bit of work. Seeing as how town is in a floodplain, most all the lots need to be built up. So if you're to look on a map, we're going away from the river towards the airport, and the road tees right at the airport property. So here we're making a right onto 10th Street, and just a few blocks down will bring us to the Parks Highway, where 10th Street continues on, then turns into the Nenana-Tokchakit Road. The camp has now come to life. Looks like they're getting started. Well, with the weather warming up and more daylight, the construction crew's starting to get rolling on the bridge replacement. You can see off in the distance there the large crane they brought in. They'll need to use it to drive the pilings and also maneuver the parts of the bridge into place. By this time of the year, you're going to want to be a little careful where you cross the river at. Most of it's going to be pretty good, but you do need to start watching for openings in the ice. As you can see, it looks like somebody snow machined on it not too long ago. There's actually a lot of thought and effort that goes into building this road and putting these bridges in. They've got to take into account the traffic, the terrain that they're working with, which is a river bottom, which is always challenging, and to design everything to hold up well in the event of high water. While doing this all within a budget and making sure it will work when it's 80 and 90 degrees above and 50 and 60 degrees below. I'm always amazed we can engineer and build things that can withstand the different environments. So here within a couple months, we won't be going over the little bridge anymore. We'll be going over the big bridge. And everybody's looking forward to that. Okay, beautiful sunny day at the farm. Me and Dave are making use of the morning, working on some shelves in the trailer. So we're going to put some shelves in the back quarter or third of the trailer so we can get some of this stuff off the floor, because we were so busy clearing last fall we just threw stuff around. But it's a good time of year to get caught up on some of this. We'll check back in a minute and see how things are going. Now keep in mind, neither me or Dave will consider this fine carpentry. We're making do with materials we have on hand, and the tools that are available on hand as well, and the fact that we just need some basic shelving to get a little more organized. And the items on hand become more diverse. With not only continuing to clear land, we're going to move into planting some crops. And as everybody knows, doing your best to be organized is always a good thing. Here's how we're looking. Been a few hours. We understand it will not be perfect. But what we have to work with is there's a large amount of this particle board. It came with this trailer when we bought it. So we figured we had the 2x4s and throw a shelf up. We've gotten as far as we can get today with the lumber we have. Okay, me and Dave are headed out. It is Easter weekend, so we're cutting off a little early today. We'll spend time with family. As you can see, things are getting a little muddy around here, at least where things are plowed. Very windy today. Definitely makes it feel a little cool. So it is going to cool down a little bit. We're talking about close to 0 for the lows here in a few days. So we'll do that, and then it'll start to warm back up again, which is fine. Things are going good. Like we talked about, they're going to be starting on the bridge. So next week, we should be seeing progress on that. That's a couple-month project for them to work on those bridges. It was nice to make a little progress at the farm today. Got those shelves made, which is pretty nice. We're going to enjoy having those shelves. I don't know if you have noticed, but every time when I shoot a little video of going up and down the road, you get to see the changes in the amount of snow on the sides of the road and the trees. It's one thing about Mother Nature. It's always changing. Okay, we're going over the first bridge they're going to be replacing. Looks like they brought in an excavator to prep the site. Then after they get done with that, they'll be starting to drive the pilings. There's a lot they have to do to get geared up for this. Bring equipment in and make sure they have everything they need. Looking at the road, there's a lot of puddles. That's a sign that it is warming up. And this year's turning out to be a really nice breakup. Just warm enough for things to melt, but it's not warming up too fast. Because when it does that, you tend to get a lot of water everywhere. And we still got a ways to go till summer, so there's a chance it could warm up fast, we could get some flooding, but so far it's looking pretty good. But as we get close and pull up onto the Nenana Bridge, you can see that almost all the snow has melted off of it. So most of the snow machine traffic will either trailer across, or they will carefully pick their way across the frozen river. At this point, the ice in the river is pretty thick, most places. But whenever you're crossing ice, and especially the river, you pay close attention and use extra care. But with the snow and the ice melting off the bridge, it's a sure sign that spring is here. So we can bring that crane down the next morning, set for pilings. And as we can see, the excavator is working on prepping the area, so the crane has somewhere to set up to start driving the pilings. It's great to see things moving forward on this bridge project. Well, it's Sunday morning. Got Belle. Dusty's right there. On our way out to the farm for a little bit. Dusty kind of likes to sleep in the truck. He's not quite as excited to see what's going on, but Belle, she's always looking around, aren't you, Belle? Being a good girl? Yeah, Belle's a good girl. Happy to see what's going on, yeah. Little overcast today. It was almost 40 degrees this morning, so that's pretty nice. Don't think it's going to get terribly warm today. This much cloud cover. And I think, like I mentioned yesterday, it's supposed to cool off over the next few days and then warm back up again. Okay, as you can see, as the wind shaking the camera, it's pretty brisk out today. Not horrible, but fairly breezy. Kind of warm, 40 plus. So even though it's windy, it's not too bad. Boats are starting. Dave's already taken off with the skid steer. We're going to go see what we can do in the snow today. Not sure if we can get anything done, but we'll sure try. Dusty and Rose are out with us today, so they're chasing squirrels and having fun. Let's see what kind of footage I can get. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a spot on the farm that's just a little bit damp part of the year. So springtime is a good opportunity to get it cleaned up. It's probably about 6 or 7 acres. Dave is on one end working on piling logs, and I'm on the opposite end using the little dozer to pile up the logs. I am doing my best to scrape up what brush I can at the same time. At this point in the year, it's okay to get some snow in the piles because during the summer it's all going to melt away. And as dry as it is in the summers, we really have no intentions of doing any kind of burning until next fall. Stacking logs with the skid steer and the grapple isn't quite as glamorous as the mulcher, but in some cases it's a little faster and it definitely uses a lot less fuel. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. We sure appreciate everybody that's watching, and please subscribe if you like the videos. We're going to get busier and busier as things warm up and start to dry out. You can see there's still a little bit of snow, but it's going really fast. So it's not going to be long before we start getting into the dirt. Dave's on the other side of the hill. He's working on cleaning up more farmland. So we got a little bit more to clear, another 65 acres. So we'll be working on that throughout the summer and get crops planted. It is cold and windy. I've been on the dozer better part of the day. So I'm going to jump in the truck with the dogs and we're going to head back to the house. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. There's Dusty. Hi, Belle. Rough day at the office?